Hi, good day. Have you missed my video? Hey, just kidding. Okay, so before we proceed with our new topic, since we're done with all the topics under triangles, so we have now another topic. So let's play first rebus. So if you don't have your idea about rebus, when we say rebus, it is a puzzle in which words are represented by combinations of pictures and individual or group of letters. Okay, so let's start. I have only here two questions wherein you are going to answer, or two puzzles that you are going to answer. Okay, so let's have this first pictures. What do you think is inside or is hidden in the given pictures? What is the message or what is the word? Okay, so as you have seen in the first picture, we have park minus K. So what are those letters left? Plus wall minus W. Okay, plus angel minus ANG. Plus, we have here the different kinds of lines. Okay, so what do you think is the hidden message or word here? That's correct. We have parallel lines. Okay, next, let's have the next line. What do you think is the hidden word here? Okay, so in the first picture, we have transplant. Okay, we are going to transfer the plant. Minus plant. So you have left with trans. Plus where. Okay, plus sail. Minus E. So what is the word? That's correct. We have transversal. Okay, so as you have seen on the two slides on our simple game, our topic for this day is all about the parallel lines cut by a transversal. Okay, so what you are going to learn for this day are the following. Define parallel lines and transversal. Determine the angle pairs that will be formed when parallel lines are cut by transversal, and respond enthusiastically in naming the angle pairs formed by parallel lines cut by a transversal. Okay? So before we proceed, so you are going to go to your Google Classroom and click the link of book widgets that I have sent there. Okay? So I will give you 5 minutes to accomplish that. Okay? So let's suppose that you are done doing that activity. So let's have the next slide. Okay, so have you enjoyed in the activity? Okay, so I hope you enjoyed because you don't have anything to solve on that activity because that is a word search. Okay, so the words or phrases that you have seen on the previous game about under or using the book widgets apps are the terms that we are going to discuss later. Okay, so let's start our discussion. So I hope you already have your notebook and pen and ruler beside you. So you are going to draw parallel lines on your notebook. Okay, so I hope you can still remember about parallel lines. Okay, so I also have here my drawing. So I have here two parallel lines. Okay, so parallel lines can be in this form or maybe vertical or maybe diagonal. So as long as the two lines do not meet and on the same plane, so they are parallel lines. Okay, next, draw a line that intersects the two lines that you have drawn. So in these two lines that you have drawn earlier, draw a line that intersects the two lines. So whatever direction you would like to draw. So I have here my sample. So I have here the line that intersects the two lines or the two parallel lines. Okay? So what have you observed on your drawing? Okay? So what have you formed within three lines? Yes, you have formed three regions. Aside from that, you also have, yes, we have angles. Okay, so how many angles do we have? So we are going to discuss that later. So to proceed, let's have first the definition of parallel line. So based on your drawing, how can you define parallel lines? That's correct. So when we say parallel lines, these are lines that do not intersect and they are coplanar. Why are they coplanar? Because as you have seen on your notebook, okay, so the page of the notebook that you have drawn is the example of a plane wherein you have drawn two parallel lines. So those two lines are in the plane or one plane. Okay? And then they do not intersect. Okay? And the symbol for parallel lines is this one. Okay? Or parallel is, we have the two, yes, small l. Okay? And the figure or example figure of parallel lines are this, the rail of the train. We have here this woods. Okay? And we may have here another example which is the transversal, these lines. Okay? So, how about the transversal line? So, how are we going to define this? So, it is a line that intersects two or more lines at distinct points. So, if we are going to have here, so just like what we have drawn on your notebook, so we have here line AB and line, we have here again line A and line B. Okay, sorry. And then we have here the red line which is what we call the transversal. So, it intersects two or more lines at distinct points. So, like this. Okay? So, when we say two lines divide the plane into three regions. Okay? So, as you have seen on your notebook, why do we have three regions? Okay? So, the region between the lines is referred to as the interior. So, this part is what we call the interior region. And then, the two regions not between the lines are referred to as the exterior. So, these are outside the line. Okay? So, again, we have here the interior inside and the exterior outside the two lines or not between the two lines. Okay? And when a transversal intersects two lines, 8 angles are formed. So, I already have the numbers of the angles here. I already have the numbered angle here. We have angles 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay? And we also have the name of the angles that we have formed. So, we have the first one is the interior angle. Okay? So, there are 4 interior angles here. So, what are those? Because we have here the definition of interior angles. These are the angles lie between the two lines. So, we have here earlier the interior region. So, that's why we have there the interior angles. And those are, okay, so this angles inside or between the two lines. So, we have angle 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay? So, how about the exterior angles? Okay? So, these are the angles lie outside the two lines. So, these are angles, okay, correct, 1, 2, 8, and 7. Okay, next, let's have the angle pairs formed when the parallel lines are cut by a transversal. So, the first one is the alternate interior angles. Okay? So, these are pairs of non-adjacent interior angles. So, which are these angles? Again, non-adjacent interior angles. So, therefore, you are going to focus on the interior angles or the angles between the lines. So, alternate interior, non-adjacent interior angles. So, those are, okay, we have angle 4 and 6, and then angle 3 and angle 5. Okay? So, we have two pairs of alternate interior angles. Okay? So, let's have now another angle paired form. We have the alternate exterior angles. Okay? So, these are pairs of non-adjacent exterior angles. So, focus now on the exterior angles. So, we have here the exterior angles. Okay? So, that is the first pair of the alternate exterior angle, and another pair is this one. Okay? So, again, those are the alternate exterior angles. So, let's now proceed with the next. angle pairs. So we have corresponding angles. Okay? So these are pairs of angles in corresponding positions relative to the two lines and the transversal. Okay? So corresponding positions. Okay? So if we're going to take a look with angle 1, it corresponds with angle 5. Okay? So that's why that is an example of the corresponding angles. Okay? So I will show you some of the corresponding angles here. So we have here 1, 5, then angle 2 and angle 6, angle 4 and angle 8, then angle 3 and angle 7. And for you to determine the corresponding angles, if you are going to lift this up and put above or on the top of these lines or angles, so 1 is corresponding with angle 5, 2 corresponds with 6, 4 corresponds with 8, and 3 corresponds with 7. Okay? So again, these are the set of the corresponding angles that I have. So the colored one, okay, and 3 and 7. Okay. So let's now proceed with another pair or angle pair. So we have the same side exterior angle. So these are pairs of exterior angles in corresponding position relative to the two lines and the transversal. Okay, so same side. So you are going to look on one side of the transversal. So since same side exterior angle, so exterior angle on one side of the transversal line. So we have here angle 8 and angle 1. And another example is angle 2 and angle 7. Okay? So again, those are the same side exterior angle. So let's now have the last one, which is the same side interior angles. Okay? So these are pairs of interior angles in corresponding position relative to the two lines and the transversal. So this time we have interior. So focus on the interior angles. So angles between the lines. So we have here same side. So again, focus on one side of the transversal line. So we have here angle 4 and angle 5 as one pair of same side interior angles. And another is angle 3 and angle 6. Okay. So we also have, aside from those angle pairs, we also have, of course, the vertical angles. Okay. So these are the pairs of opposite angles made by intersecting lines. Okay? So we have here the first intersecting lines. Okay? Line L with the transversal line. And the second one is the line M with the transversal line T. Okay? So let's focus on the first one here. Okay? On the upper portion. We have here to find for the vertical angles. Again, pairs of opposite angles made by intersecting lines. And those are angles 1 and 3 and angles 2 and 4. On the lower part, we have angle 5 and angle 7 and angle 6 and angle 8. Okay? Question about the vertical angles? Okay, so here are some of the examples of the vertical angles. Okay? So let's now have the supplementary angle. So these are two angles with a sum of 180 degrees. Can you give some pairs of supplementary angles here? Okay. If you are going to have angle 4, you may have angle 5. And you may also have angle 6 and angle 3. Aside from that, you can also have angle 1 and angle 2. Yes, correct. And also angle 1 and angle 8. Okay, yes, because they are same side in exterior angles. Okay, and there are several examples of supplementary angles here. Okay, while we also have the linear pairs. Okay, so linear pairs and supplementary angles are almost the same, but we have to take note that linear pairs are adjacent angles, not like supplementary angles. They may not be, they may be non-adjacent. Okay? If we're going to refer this with our lesson before, it is just like function and relation, or relation and function. When we say supplementary angle, so you may refer it or you may compare it with the supplementary angles. Any pair of two pairs of angles or pair of angles with the sum of 180. While linear pairs can be compared with the function. Okay? Because not all linear pairs can be, not all supplementary angles are linear pairs. Okay? Because we have to take note of the word adjacent angles. Okay? Again, okay, to check or to have the clarification, supplementary angles can be a function. Supplementary angles can be a relation, while the linear pairs can be the function, because not all supplementary angles can be linear pairs because of the word adjacent angles. Okay? So, our linear pairs here can be angle 1 and angle 2, then angle 2 and angle 3, angle 3 and angle 4, and angle 4 and angle 1. Okay? Another set here is angle 5 with angle 6, angle 6 and angle 7, angle 7 and angle 8, and angle 8 and angle 5. Okay? So, to proceed, so I have here some of the examples of the linear pairs. So, those are adjacent, magkakatabi. Okay? So, remember all the angle formed. If we have the parallel lines cut by a transversal, so we have the alternate interior angles, the alternate exterior angles, corresponding angles, same side exterior angles, same side interior angles, vertical angles, supplementary angles, and linear pairs. Of course, we have the interior and the exterior angles. Okay, so let's try this. So in the figure, segment EF is transversal to line AB or segment AB and segment CD. Okay, or line CD. Okay, so we have here the two lines wherein we have here the angles formed. We have here 8 angles. Okay, so you are going to name the exterior angles here. Can you give those exterior angles? Okay, that's correct. We have angle K, angle G, angle N, and angle J. Yes, correct. How about the interior angles? What are those? We have angle L, angle H, angle M, and angle I. Okay, any question? Okay, so using again that figure, let's have your group activity. Okay, so our rubrics will be the same as what you have on our previous group activities. So this will be the rubrics that we are going to use. So I hope you already memorize it. Okay, so let's proceed with the next slide. So this will be the figure that group 1 will answer, wherein you are going to name 2 pairs of alternate exterior angles. The next slide is for group 2, wherein you are going to name 2 pairs of alternate interior angles. For group 3, we have name 4 pairs of corresponding angles. And then we have here for group 4, you have to name 2 pairs of exterior angles on the same side of the transversal. For group 5, we have name 2 pairs of interior angles on the same side of the transversal. For group 6, we have name the vertical angles. For group 7, you have to name the supplementary pairs. And for group 8, we have to name the linear pairs. Okay? So there are several answers in supplementary and linear pairs. Okay? So you have list all the possible answers. Okay? So you will just have 5 minutes to answer this. Okay? And then we are going to check your answer. Okay? So another activity is you are going to draw a real-life example of parallel lines cut by a transversal and explain why do they need to be parallel. Okay, so as I have my example earlier, I have the rail of the train. Okay, so you have to think of any example of parallel lines cut by a transversal. Okay, you may see that in your home. Okay, Okay, so after that, after sending or submitting that to me, your drawing, you are going to go again to your Google Classroom, and then I will send you the link for our quizzes for your short quiz. Okay, so that's all for this day. Thank you and God bless.